live from Oriole Park at Camden Yards here in Charm City. Today, it's the second of this three-game series between the Miami Marlins and the Baltimore Orioles. Going to be an interesting contrast in styles in this one as one of baseball's hardest throwers goes head-to-head with a top finesse arm. Next. Dylan Bundy is ready to go as he'll be on the hill for Baltimore. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, this guy's done a real good job on the year keeping the opponent's batting average down. Both righties and lefties coming into this one, hitting under 250 against this guy. He's been good all season long.
Up next from Miami, Starling Marte. First at bat for him as he enters play number 3 in the National League batting race.
Starling Marte.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Underway at the ballpark this afternoon as the first pitch is in there for strike one. Well, guys, these Orioles entering play today, they continue to fall on hard times, losing again last time out, and that makes 7 losses in their last 8 games.
Yeah, Matty, they lost last game only by 1 run. Those are the tough ones. But I'm sure they've looked at the film, made a few adjustments, and let's see if they can give a better effort today.
And a bit of a high throw that time, but no problem over there at first as they record the out. And here's how the visiting Miami Marlins will line up in this one. Hero, how do they lock up a series victory here on the road?
Matty, this team has high batting averages up and down the lineup. Just great approaches, consistent ABs from top to bottom, and that's the reason they've been so successful this year.
Striding in, Chris Taylor having a very nice year, currently second in the NL batting chase.
Here you go, guys.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. To third. He's right there. In time to first, and there are 2 away.
Not a lot you can do with that pitch. That fastball just ate him up inside and gets the soft grounder for the out.
So that brings up the always intense Matt Chapman, one of the better hitters in the game this year, currently 7th in the National League batting race. First offering on its way. This is line to left. Ozuna is there, and it's a very quick inning as the side is retired. 4 pitches, all it takes to do in the Marlins. And now the O's will get their first crack at it. No score. Trevor Rogers out of the state of New Mexico gets the start on the mound. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, this guy's one of the better pitchers in the league, and one stat that jumps out, take a look at that strikeout to walk ratio. That's about as good as it gets. And look for him to dominate in this one.
Digging in now, Jonathan VR. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
For the Orioles, second baseman, Jonathan VR.
First pitch of the at-bat. A high fastball is in there. Yeah, the rain starting to intensify here. It's coming down a little heavier now. We'll see how much longer the umpires can wait.
Yeah, Matt, right now this doesn't look too good. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see the umpires come out and bring the ground crew out here. The infield around the mound and around the home plate area is really getting soaking wet, and I can't anticipate this going on very much longer.
Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1 and 2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Jonathan VR. The 2-2 is swung on and missed, strike 3. Now a moment here in Baltimore for the Orioles starting lineup. Dan Plesac, who are you focused on?
Well, you better look out for that cleanup spot. He's really swung the bat well against left-handed pitchers so far this season. He's hitting over 300 against southpaws, and he's facing another one of those today. I'm sure he's excited to hit in this one.
Into the box, Cedric Mullins. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Here's the first pitch to him. And that one stayed up a little high. And set up working the plate is Larry Bullard, as you see the rest of our umpiring crew there.
Hey, D-Roll, Larry Bullard, he's pretty much right down the middle. You see very few managers and players getting into very many confrontations with Larry.
Yeah, Larry lays in the weeds, Dan. Doesn't try and make it about him, and that's what the players love. He's got a pretty consistent strike zone, and he's approachable.
And he'll take it onto the bag himself. 2 gone now here in the first.
Batting third, left fielder, Marcell Ozuna.
Now at the plate, Marcell Ozuna, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Line toward right center. And that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit.
Hey, just a nice piece of hitting right there. He's able to keep his hands inside that ball, stay square as long as possible, and feed it into the opposite field for a base hit.
In now, Tim Beckham. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. 268 the average for him coming in. 17 home runs, 56 runs batted in. The 1-0 is laid off for ball 2. Two balls and a strike.
Love the pitch call there. 2-0. You know the guy's geared up for a fastball, and you drop a changeup in the zone. That's going to be a tough pitch to handle.
Hard hit ball to second. Marte has it. Throw in time, and the side is retired. 1 left for the Orioles. We are still scoreless. Now at the plate, Franz Reyes. He'll look to get something going here in this scoreless ball game.
Franz Reyes.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Soft liner to the left side. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit. With that, the Marlins get a good start to the inning with their leadoff man aboard. So a base hit here to start the inning, and he continues to pile them up as we take a look at our league leaders in hits so far. And as you can see there, he finds himself in a flat-footed tie for the National League lead in that category. In is Jorge Soler. He's assuming the role of DH in this interleague matchup.
Yeah, Matt, that's one of the funny things about National League teams playing in AL ballparks. All of a sudden, the lineup kind of changes dramatically. But the cool thing is it gives more guys a chance to get some at-bats or time in the field.
He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Hot shot down the line. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Oh, and a half swing there on a pitch out of the zone. Indeed, it's strike 2. Well, fans of the art of pitching are in for a treat. One of the game's big-time flamethrowers faces a top craftsman here today.
And you're going to see 2 different mindsets from both offenses, Dan. Facing the power guy, he's going to come at you. He's going to pitch to his strengths and not your weakness. And on the flip side, the finesse guy is going to try and keep everyone off balance. And I want to see what off-speed pitch he has working.
You know, Dero, that's one of the beautiful things about the game of baseball. Good pitchers come in all different shapes and sizes, and they come with all different type of weapons. We're going to see one flamethrower and one guy that throws below the speed limit.
So coming to the plate, Garrett Cooper took an 0 for 4 in the victory last night. From the stretch. Line to the right side. And that'll get down for a base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
A lot of traffic hitting the base pass first and second with one out. I know you're looking for a double play ball, Dan.
No question about it. I think one of the things you like to do on a pitcher is try to jump on him early before he gets settled in. So far, so good. First and second looks like a big inning could be brewing.
Hit down the line at first, but a foul ball here. 0-1. Enters play here at 279. 9 homers and 34 driven in. The 0-1 pitch. Tapped up the first baseline. Reined in. Step on the bag for one, and he's safe.
Here's one that you don't see too often, right? Safe at second base, but out at first. Great hustle there from the runner going into second. Really showed off his speed.
Stepping in now, Ari Perez. As he'll take a look at ball one. And he's got that batting lineup near the 300 mark entering play. Down the third baseline. Scooped up. Throw on to first will be in time, and the Marlins can't cash in here, and that ends the inning. Marlins strand a pair. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Set to get his day started, Thomas Dillard. And it's been a real struggle for him with the bat so far this year, looking to get things turned around in a hurry. Here's the first pitch to him. Takes a knee-high fastball. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Behind 0-2 now. And now a pitch on the way. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
Check out the Miami Marlins on defense. And let's focus on outfielder Brett Gardner. You need a center fielder, he can play there. You need a corner spot, he's got that covered too. He has baseball acumen, awareness, a savvy for the game. Even if the offense lags a little bit, defense is always on point.
Standing in, Bobby Bradley. And with numbers like those, he's putting himself in contention for some Rookie of the Year hardware if he can keep it up. Here comes the first pitch. And this one's nowhere close as that bounces to the plate for ball one. Bradley doesn't usually enjoy left-handed pitching like this as much as he does at-bats against right-handers. I'm not sure if it's a comfort thing or if he just sees the ball better coming from the right side, but that's the book on him at this point in his career. Line toward right center. And that's into the outfield for a one-out base hit.
Batting seventh, third baseman, number 80.
Stepping in, number 80. First shot for him here with a runner at first now and one away. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Slapped hard the opposite way. In there, a base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are two aboard now.
Obvious pitch recognition right there. 0-0 changeups usually get guys out in front, but he was able to stay back, recognize it, and drive it for a base hit.
Standing in now, DJ Stewart, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike one. He comes in with that average down in the 240s. 7 homers and 17 RBIs. Hard ground ball to third. This will get foul for strike two. Ready with the 0-2. Lifted in the air out to left. Gardner is there. 2 down.
Captain Francisco.
And that'll bring up the catcher, Chance Sisco. And he's looking to turn the page. The bat's been ice cold over the last 8 or so ball games. Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. And a layoff fastball here in a good spot, but ruled the ball 1-0. Now the 1-0 misses for the second ball.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be aggressive. You can pretty much count on a pitcher. He's trying to get back in the strike zone. And with 2 guys on base right here, it's time to grip it and rip it.
Swing and a little tapper. That's a foul ball. Two-1. Here it is. And a fastball just a bit high.
2 on, 2 out with a base open here. As a pitcher, you have to be awful careful. You just don't want to groove something here and give this guy a pitch that he can hit one out of the park on.
Set. Here's the 3-1. A wave and a miss, a tick behind a good fastball.
When you get yourself to a 3-1 count and you get a fastball, those are the ones you really want to punish. Couldn't get the bat on it, so we'll see if that comes back to haunt him.
Fouled off. Here comes the payoff pitch. The slider freezes him at the plate. A called third strike, and the inning comes to a close. Orioles strand a couple. We'll move to the third with no score. Here's Brett Gardner now.
Leading off for the Marlins, left fielder Brett Gardner.
First pitch of the at-bat. Ball chopped foul right at home plate, and it's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. Is put in play to the right side of the infield. VR is there. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third. So with 1 away, it's time to check out the current standings in the American League East as you get a peek at where the Orioles find themselves entering play here today. Here's Starling Marte. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Here's a swing and a ground ball. This gets foul. It's 0-1. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Oh, and this at-bat is quickly moving from bad to worse. It's 0-2 now.
Hey, he gets a pass right there for that ugly swing. He's been having a monster season. Take a step out of the box, regroup. He'll get right back in this AB.
Breaking ball swung on in the dirt. Up with it, Sisco. But he can't get it there in time. Marte reaches on the strikeout. So good awareness that time, as that'll go as a strikeout, but he's aboard on the drop third strike. Digging in for his second at-bat, Chris Taylor. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. First things first, here's a throw over. Don't want to forget about him. He's ready. Here's the first offering. A pitch out. The throw on a great time to pitch out as he'll be thrown out easily at second.
Well, they guessed right on the first pitch out. Sometimes you have to wait a pitch or two in the at-bat to try that, but they must have had a pretty good idea he was going to be on the move.
All over that one, but a little out in front. Foul ball.
Watch your lips in the first couple rows there. He got the head out on that changeup. Good thing they enforced the new netting rules this year.
And he'll try to hold back the swing, but he'll do so unsuccessfully as that's ruled a strike. popped him up. But this will land untouched. Third inning, no score to this point. Swing and a miss at a big breaking ball, and that's how the inning comes to an end. Nothing doing for the Marlins. Home half of the third coming up, no score. Standing in, Jonathan VR. 0 for 1 here in the early going.
Second baseman.
And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike. And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2.
Hey, if these guys are going to have any chance in this one, they are going to have to set their sights a little lower. You cannot expect to get the barrel of the bat to that baseball. That is entirely too high.
Trying to send him packing for the second time. There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. Reyes going back on it. On the warning track, he makes the catch. So one gone now as you take a look there at the standings in the National League East. And you see where the Marlins find themselves entering play today. But with the rain coming down as it is, we are in for a long delay. The hope is now that they can get this one in at some point.
Now this is where it becomes tricky for the managers right now. You have your pitchers out there. You have to be careful not to hurt anybody. So I think the guys that are sitting in the bullpen are on red alert as the delay has begun. And I'm sure both of the managers have a pretty good idea of who's going to be the pitcher to go in after this delay.
1 ball, no strikes to count. Bottom of inning number 3, 0-0 our score. Takes a fastball on the inside corner. The 1-1 home. He's in there for strike number 2. Ground ball right side. Marte gloves it on to first, and there were 2 down.
Well executed two-seamer on the outside corner that time, and that's what you'll get a lot of with that pitch. He rolled right over it.
Here's Marcell Ozuna, 1 for 1 after a single his first time up. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. Ozuna, a 6'1" right-handed swinger and thrower. He's got plenty of contract security. This is the first year of a new 5-year deal.
And I can't tell you what that means for a ball player. To be able to know you're going to make your home for many years to come in one community. You can invest in a team, invest in the community, and really, really plant down roots. This is an unbelievable opportunity.
Throw on to first, gets him, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for the Orioles. We'll head to the 4th, still scoreless. Striding in once again, Matt Chapman hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat. Here comes the first pitch. And a whiff at a good slider that time. Still all zeros in the run column here in the 4th inning. Dan, does this continue, or does somebody score here?
Oh, you have to love. You know, Matt, we have so many of these games that are 12-10 and 9-8. It's nice to see a low-scoring pitcher's duel for once.
Swing and a miss, and he's in trouble now. 0-2. So back-to-back sliders for strikes. Does he come back with yet another?
Normally not a good pitching plan to throw the same hitter the same pitch 3 times in a row, but both of those sliders back-to-back were so good, I might just go ahead and try to throw another one. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he chased it in the dirt.
Up with it, Cisco. And he makes the throw to first. Chapman retired, and there's one away. Good time now to check out the Orioles' Road to the Show report as you see a couple of guys in the upper levels that have been making waves of late. So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Franz Reyes. He singled his last time up. Here's the first pitch to him. Had him lunging at that one out of the zone, and that's strike one.
He's been pitching really well so far in this one as we cruise into the middle innings. One of the big reasons why, 80% first pitch strike ratio. If he continues that, he might be able to finish this one.
And could we see another strikeout here? It's 0-2 now. Here it comes. That misses. 1-2. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors in the game for the Marlins. Takes this the other way to right. Into the slide, and he comes up with a great catch for the second out.
Well, we've mentioned the conditions aren't ideal with the rain coming down, and that can make every play a little bit of an adventure. You really have to concentrate, and he did there to haul it down.
To the plate now is the designated hitter, Jorge Soler. He got called out on strikes his last time through. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Strike one to start the at-bat. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors in the game for the Marlins.
Let's go, guys. Come on.
And he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
When you're facing a guy with this many pitches in his repertoire, I say throw everything out. 0-2, he's sitting fastball.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Slider whiffed on for strike 3. A great pitch to put an end to the inning. 1-2-3 go the Marlins. On to the bottom of the 4th now, still with no score. Coming to the plate now, Tim Beckham. He'll start things out here in a tie ball game.
This game is rolling right along as we move into the middle innings with no score. You'd think by now one of these two teams would be able to get some base runners on and get them in, but that hasn't been the case.
Oh, and 1 count and the pitch. There's a changeup over the outside corner. Hit on the ground out to short. Taylor's got it. And the throw stretches him out at first as the umpire says he stayed on the bag. A bang-bang play there for the first out. Stepping into the box, Thomas Dillard comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Here it comes. And that misses inside. 1-0. Pitching has the upper hand early as we're scoreless in inning number 4. Ball and a strike. The 1-2 is at the knees and called strike 3.
Well, it's been a rough series for him at the plate so far. That's 4 strikeouts in the first 2 games, so this pitching staff clearly has him figured out.
Next will be the designated hitter, Bobby Bradley. And Dan, it seems like this starter is just dominating the game right now. Feels like we're seeing a lot of 3-up, 3-down innings.
No doubt about that, Matt. Hey, I've enjoyed watching him go about his business, but I'm also interested to see if this offense can figure out a way to get a couple of cracks in his armor before it gets too late.
Yeah, that remains to be seen. In there, and it's even at 1.
Watching him on the mound, I'm really impressed with what he's doing right now. He's been really aggressive and confident over the last couple of innings.
And it's 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And it's to 2-2 now with the bases empty and 2 gone here in the inning. Line drive to left. Gardner is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Orioles. Through 4, still tied, 0-0. Ready now for the Marlins, Garrett Cooper. He'll start things out as we begin the 5th.
Garrett Cooper.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A fastball down near the shoe tops. Well, now that we're midway through this one, it's safe to say that runs have been at a premium, and both starters, doing it in different ways, have turned in excellent performances.
Dan, you could speak to this. Obviously, 2 different ways to skin a cat. One's a finesse guy, working all 4 quadrants, keeping guys off balance. The other, a flamethrower coming right at you.
Yeah, it's been a story of like 2 different styles of pitches, but both getting the same thing. Both throwing strikes early, keeping the ball down in the zone. As you touched on it, there's more than one way to get around through a lineup, and we've seen one guy with power and one guy do it more skill and finesse.
And that'll bring in the middle infielder, Ketel Marte. And he puts it on the ground to second. And that finds its way through for a base hit. And now they'll have runners at the corners to start off the inning.
Danny, how frustrating is this right here? 1st and 3rd, you got problems all over the place.
Well, you come right out of the dugout, right? You're starting an inning fresh. You're expecting to have a 1, 2, 3 inning. You look up, and all of a sudden, 1st and 3rd, nobody out. It's time to make some good pitches.
Into the box, Ari Perez, as he'll send a ground ball down to 3rd. 1 there, on to 1st, and they get the double play.
How about it?
It certainly looked like they might have had a big inning cooking there with 1st and 3rd and no outs, but the double play kind of kills it. They did get the run in, but the batter doesn't get credit for an RBI.
Here's Brett Gardner now. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm a bit surprised to see the bullpen inactive right now.
Yeah, I'm with you, Matt. Even though he's pitching okay, I do think you have to look at what he's given you and realize he's probably approaching the end of his rope pretty soon. Last thing you want is for things to start to unravel and not have a guy ready that you can turn to.
High in the air down the right field line. But this will wind up being a foul ball. High in the air out to center field. Mullins moves over, and that's the 3rd out. Marlins get 1 here on a couple of hits. Last half of the 5th coming up. It's the Marlins 1 and the Orioles nothing. Jose Quijada is ready, and he'll take the ball from the manager.
Number 33, Jose Quijada.
Now in the box, number 80, a base hit in his first trip.
Number 80.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Takes a high fastball for a strike. Here it comes, 0-2. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first down.
Nice two-seam fastball there. You don't usually see a lot of swings and misses with that pitch unless it's really moving. So that one must have had some real good late life.
In now, DJ Stewart, and he fouls this one off. Stewart is usually found in left, but in this one, he's manning the other corner outfield spot in right. Here's a late swing and a miss, strike two. The 0-2 pitch. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first two men he faces out of the bullpen.
No problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and he's making it look pretty easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
And that'll bring up the catcher, Chance Sisco. First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch-out, so we'll see if he can fare any better. No balls and 1 strike. Set to deliver the 0-1. A high fastball is in there.
And there's number 8, 1 away.
Set to deliver on 0-2. Here it comes. And strike 3 called as he says, you got to be kidding me, with the side retired. Both teams battling the elements thus far, but we've got a tight game through 5. More of the show. Saturday baseball after this. Back to the top of the Miami lineup now, and stepping in, Starling Marte. He's grounded out and struck out in his 2 trips to the plate. Here's the first pitch to him. Lifted down the line in left. And no one will track it down. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Hit on the ground out to short. Backhanded. Throw won't be in time as he reaches it first.
I know that has to be frustrating from a pitcher's standpoint, but nice execution, nice hustle. Bottom line, nice hustle. Pitcher's still 1 good pitch away from getting a double play.
You know, D-Row, one of the things you want to do is make quality pitches as a pitcher. And there's not much you can do right there. You make a pretty good pitch, and the next thing you know, you have a leadoff single on an infield ground ball.
Now a throw over to first, and the runner will get back standing. And another throw over. And he has to dive, but he's back in easily. Stepping in now, Chris Taylor, as he'll get caught chasing a bad one there. It's strike 1. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Throw over to the bag, and he'll dive back in safely. Runner goes for second. Pitch misses low. The throw down. It's too high, and he's in there at second with a stolen base.
Well, they threw over there multiple times thinking he was going to try to swipe that bag, so they were onto him, but he just waited it out and took off when he had the chance. Nice job of base running there.
Well hit to right, but that's a foul ball. The 1-2. There's a line drive base hit to left field. And they'll put the brakes on at third. Runners at the corners with nobody out.
Boy, after that base knock right there, D-Roll, he extends his hitting streak to 7 games.
Yeah, and you can tell he's made some necessary adjustments at the plate. Anytime you're getting a knock every day of the week, you're doing things right. He's keeping that front shoulder tucked, staying inside the ball, not trying to do too much.
Here comes the Baltimore skipper out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And we're going to have a pitching change, as that's going to do it for Dylan Bundy. Johnny Riggin comes on now in an awfully difficult situation, as there are 2 on here with nobody out. Matt Chapman will be his first test out of the bullpen, and it'll be a tough test indeed, as he'll face him with 2 on and nobody out here. First offering on its way. Hit on the ground to third. He's got it to second for 1. Back to first, so they get the double play, but the run does come in to score.
They played the matchup there, and it worked out perfectly. Ground ball double play, and that changes the complexion of this inning entirely.
Standing in now, Franz Reyes. He grounds it sharply to third, and that's through for a hit. So he picks on the first pitch here and is able to extend the inning. So he finds the hole into left to pick up his second base hit of the afternoon. And as you take a look there at the team leaderboard, you can see he tops all Miami Marlins in that department. In is Jorge Soler. No hits to this point. From the stretch. Swinging a ball line down in the left field corner. But this is foul near the seats. Grounded back up the middle. Reined in. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. So 1 run here on 3 hits. No errors. And 1 man left on. Top of the order due up in the home half of the 6th. It's the Marlins 2 and the Orioles nothing. Back to the top of the Oriole lineup now, and stepping in, Jonathan Villar. He starts off the inning against a guy who struck outside last inning. How did they get to him here?
I'm not sure, Matt, that they want to stay as patient. He's been throwing a lot of strikes. They might want to.
But this is gloved over there at first, as he was in the right spot at the right time. 1 away.
Center fielder, Cedric Mullins.
Into the box, Cedric Mullins, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Comes set, and the 0-1. And this one's tapped foul at home plate. Tried to get him to go after 1 below the knees, but it's 1-2. 1 out, nobody on. Sent on the ground out to second. Marte fields it cleanly, and quickly there are 2 away.
The left fielder, number 23, Marcell Ozuna.
Here's Marcell Ozuna, 1 for 2. He's singled and grounded out so far. First delivery to him on the way. Leaves a slider up high, but it's taken for a strike.
You know, guys, sometimes guys don't like pulling the trigger 0-0. They want to see something go by, calibrate the speed, calibrate the brake, and then make their adjustments off that. Maybe that's the case right here.
A fastball that he's way out in front of. A swing and a miss. 2 out, nobody on. And the changeup is way low that time.
Well, that's a smart miss there. Sometimes guys will chase it down there, especially when they're in protect mode on an 0-2 count.
Ready to deliver the 1-2. He Got him. Lively fastball that time, and it puts an end to the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Orioles. They trail things here 2-0. Back here on the show, it's on to the 7th inning with the Marlins on top, and it's a good time to check out our game summary through the first 6 innings of play. Donnie Hart will come on now and make his 55th appearance of the year.
Number 58, Donnie Hart.
Into the box now, Garrett Cooper. A couple of singles to his credit thus far.
Cooper.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. This is line to left. Now a reach, and he takes a tumble here, but hangs on for the first out.
Jumped all over that first pitch of the inning, and he didn't miss it. Just wasn't able to steer it in a direction that resulted in a leadoff hit.
In now, Ketel Marte, as he lays off a fastball too low for ball 1. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Now the 1-0. Back up the middle. And that is through into center field for a 1-out single.
Got to be a little frustrated on the offensive side. Yeah, everybody's getting knocks and the batting averages are flowing right now, but nobody's come up with that big runner in scoring position, 2-out knock kind of feel that really is going to break this game over.
Stepping in now, Ari Perez, as he rips it on the ground to second. A diving try, but it's through into the outfield. Throw won't get him.
Even though that pitcher was able to execute in off the plate, batter was able to keep his hands inside that baseball and drive it up the middle.
Ready once again, Brett Gardner, and their runners at the corners now. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Shoots this one over to first. Scooped up to second for 1. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. So no runs here on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Get up and stretch here in Baltimore. It's the Marlins 2 and the Orioles nothing. Ready for another shot now, Tim Beckham. He'll lead things off against the same reliever that finished off the last inning.
Well, you don't see in this day too many relievers going multiple innings, but guys have to earn that trust from their managers. We'll see how he handles it here.
First delivery to him on the way. And that slider's almost in the dirt.
There's a good slider down and in at that back foot. That's a tough pitch to lay off as a hitter, and a great pitch as a pitcher. That's one of those, how could he not swing at that one? A good take there on that pitch.
A swing and a miss just out in front of that fastball. One and one, here it is. High in the air down the right field line. But this is going to wind up a foul ball. And he lays off the fastball away, so it's 2-2 now. Swung on and missed. Really fooled him that time for the first out.
Boy, he's having a hard time just putting the ball in play right now. He took the hat trick with 3 strikeouts yesterday, and here's another one today. Looks to me like he just needs to simplify his approach and focus on making some contact.
Standing in now, Thomas Dillard, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. The 1-0. Ball chopped foul right at home plate, and that evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1 home. Fouled off again, and now he's in a 1-2 hole. The 1-2. Here we go. And it's fouled away. Bases are empty, 1 man out. The next 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. Here he comes again, 1-2. And this is lifted to shallow center field. Taylor takes charge out there, and he stays with it for the second out.
Boy, he showed some pretty good range heading pretty deep into the outfield to bring that one down. Thought the outfielder might call him off, but he clearly had it under control.
Into the box, Bobby Bradley, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. 0-1 count, and the pitch. Swing and a ball hit softly on the ground, but that'll get fouled. It's 0-2 now. The 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss as the slider sets him down for the final out of the inning. 1-2-3 go the Orioles. They trail it here 2-0. Richard Blyer has been summoned from the bullpen, as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 48, Richard Blyer.
Here's Starling Marte.
Leading off for the Marlins, center fielder number 6, Starling Marte.
First pitch of the at-bat. Driven down the left field line. Will it stay fair? It will, just to the right of the chalk. A fair ball. And he's able to hustle his way up to second as he'll reach here with a 2-base hit.
The fans didn't even get a chance to settle in their seats for the beginning of the inning, and he just blistered that ball down the line on the first pitch he saw. It stayed fair, and he's safely on second with the leadoff double. That's the way you lead off an inning.
In now, Chris Taylor, as he'll send a ground ball down to third. And that's the first out. Very brisk pace to the ball game thus far. 2-0 our score as you get a look there at the line score to this point in the contest. So that brings up the always intense Matt Chapman. 0 for 3 to this point.
Yeah, not his game so far. He's such a good hitter. We all kind of expect him to pick up 2 or 3 hits most of the time. That's not really how baseball works, though.
Shut him down now. Don't let him score.
Good lead off his second there. Now the pitch. Very weakly on the ground. quick strikes, and now the 0-2. Reaches out for one and hits it on the ground to second. And there's out number 2.
The right fielder, number 32.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Franz Reyes. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Trying to keep the game close. Here's the pitch. Swing and a liner into right center. That's going to be a base hit. Trotting in to score is the runner from third, and that'll push the lead up to 3 here in the 8th.
Hey, Dero, that's a big RBI right there to stretch this lead to 3. Takes a lot of pressure off your pitcher going into the bottom part of the inning.
Yeah, Dan, no doubt. As an offense, all you're trying to do is put your pitchers in positions to be successful. Giving them that 3-run cushion has to make you feel good.
In is Jorge Soler. Line toward the alley in left center. And he will get there to make the running play, and that will end the inning. Marlins get 1 here on a couple of hits. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. It's the Marlins 3 and the Orioles nothing. Tyler Kinney is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
61, Tyler Kinney.
At the plate, number 80. He's singled in 2 trips to the plate thus far.
Even though we're moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs. You know that old slogan, a bloop and a blast? They could certainly use that right now.
As we head into the later innings in this game, I think it's safe to say that both starters have given their teams a great chance to win here today.
Wow, Dero, we've seen one power pitcher, one finesse guy, but both of them on point. 2 different ways to get through a lineup, and both of them have worked.
Yeah, Dan, tip of the cap to both starters, right? 2 different ways. The power guy was on top of his game, not really mincing much, just coming right down the throat at these offensive players. The finesse guy did exactly what he's always done. Move the ball up and down, in and out, and get it to the bullpen.
And here's a slider, strike 3 called, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and have backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
First offering on its way. And he gets the call that time for strike number 1.
Hey, let's not sugarcoat this. This is a huge half inning right here. They have to find a way to score a few runs. They do not want to face the closer, needing 3 runs in the 9th. That means game over.
And there's a pitch that just misses the inside corner. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Marte is under it. And he makes the catch for the 2nd out.
The batter, catcher,
and that'll bring up the catcher, Chance Sisco. And they're down to their final 4 outs here, Dan.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for them right now, Matt. They've got a significant hill to climb, but they've got to take it one bat at a time. A couple of guys get on, and then who knows what could happen.
The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. And he looks at a slider in there, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Chopped weakly up the first base line. That winds up foul. Two balls and 2 strikes, the count to Chance Sisco. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Lifted down the line in left. After it is Gardner, but he won't get there. It falls in.
The batter, number 2, second baseman,
Ready now for Baltimore, Jonathan VR. And with men on base and 2 away, it feels like this at-bat could go a long way toward deciding this thing.
No doubt, Matt. A base hit here changes this game quite a bit. But if they can't score here, it looks pretty bleak for them heading into the last couple of innings.
0-1 count. Here it comes. Fouled off. Cisco, the runner at first with 2 gone. Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. Orioles lead 1. Still down 3-0. Striding in to start the 9th, Garrett Cooper, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Off we go in the 9th as the first pitch misses for ball 1.
Boy, a check swing on a pitch way out of the zone. Just held up, but boy, as a pitcher, you're hoping that he swings at that one.
The 1-0. Is looked at for ball number 2.
Yeah, and if you get a guy flailing at a pitch like that, heck, you're going to go out there and throw that same pitch till he proves he can lay off of it.
Here he comes on 2-0. Hit in the air out to center field. Mullins moves over. 1 away. And that'll bring in the middle infielder, Ketel Marte. He's 2 for 3 thus far. Here's the first pitch to him. Now a ball hit high in the air, deep down the line in left, hooking just a little, and he just couldn't keep that ball fair as it winds up a long foul ball. To short. Beckham ranges to his right, and there are 2 away now.
The batter, Captain Ari Perez.
Coming to the plate now, Ari Perez. First pitch coming. Here it is. Comes right after him with a fastball for a strike.
Hey, he caught him off guard right there. I like that pitch. High fastball executed. I know he's known for the sinker ball, but if he can get some eye levels up and down, he's going to have some success.
A bouncer to the left side. Beckham loves it. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as the side is retired. Miami down in order, but they're on top by a count of 3-0. Trey Guerrero enters the game to finish this one off here in the bottom of the 9th.
Trey Guerrero.
So digging in now, Cedric Mullins. And Dan, what's gone wrong for this lineup today? They're only 3 outs away from being shut out.
Boy, you know, I just haven't seen a lot of fight in these at-bats. Now, of course, plenty of credit goes to that pitching, but the effort on the offensive side has been pretty lethargic watching from up here in the booth, Matt.
Yeah, I would imagine it feels the same from watching in the stands in this one. The windup and the 0-1. A swing and a miss at a ball down.
That's a real tough pitch to hit. That's just, in the pitcher's jargon, we call that the Hall of Fame pitch, that slider down and in. Really, the only way you're going to be able to hit that pitch is if you're looking for it down and in, and still then, it's a really difficult pitch to hit.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Check swing in the dirt, but he went around. And the throw is there to record the first out. So the leadoff man gone to start the top of the 9th as we take a look at league saves leaders entering play. And as you can see right there, he's up near the top in the National League, currently 3rd best. Ready now, Marcell Ozuna. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Pitch coming. Here it is. There's a fastball that just misses. Ball 1. 1 out, nobody on. Now a fastball for a called strike. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Hit hard on the ground towards second. Marte has it. On to first, and the Orioles are down to their final out.
The batter, number 1, shortstop, Beckham.
Digging in, Tim Beckham. And he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the ninth. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Tough slider over the inside corner for a strike. Oh, 1. Here's the pitch. And this is swung on and missed. So with that, they find themselves down to their final strike here this afternoon. 2 out, nobody on. Baltimore down to their final strike. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Yeah, and they just keep on keeping on. Got a nice little run going here, winning 4 in a row and playing with a lot of confidence. Success is never guaranteed in this game, so you have to appreciate it when it comes.
3-0 the final score in this one today. The Miami Marlins used a nice 5th inning to take the lead, and they never gave it back. Jose Quezada earns his 3rd win of the year in relief. Guerrero wraps it up for the save, his 32nd of the season. So that'll just about do it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com.
Here now is our final line score for this afternoon. First, for the victorious Miami Marlins, 3 runs, 11 hits, no errors. They left 6 men on base. For the Orioles, no runs, 4 hits, no errors. They left 4 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 44 minutes. A reminder that Metro subway trains are available at the Lexington Market or Charles Center subway station. MTA Light Rail Service will provide extra trains on the Penn Camden Shuttle and to be picked up just outside the ballpark at the Camden Yards Light Rail Station.